y'all. It's your girl Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and we are here today for another episode of Galactic Gossip. Yes. So, I am just here for the good news, but the energy that we have today and for the rest of this week, we're going to have to find the good news, okay? So, at the beginning of this week, we have Venus moving into Scorpio. And depending on where this is happening in your chart, and if you have a lot of that scorpionic energy in your chart, you could really, really feel this. So with Venus and Scorpio, it gives us an opportunity to deepen our intimacy, deepen our relationships, deepen our partnerships on a more intimate level, and just kind of getting in there and feeling all of the feels and figuring the things out about the relationships and the partnerships, and just having that good dynamic of building a stronger bond. But on the other hand, let's look at the opposite things that come from Scorpio. You can feel an intensity of manipulation. There could be like these power dynamics in the relationships and in the partnerships. There could be power and control issues, manipulation. There could be some type of suspicion coming up. Like you can start being very suspicious of all your partnerships, whether it's your friendships, platonic, intimate, whatever. You can just start looking at people like giving everybody the side eye, right? And that's that Scorpio energy. They very like suspicious of everything, like I'm gonna look at you one time kind of thing. So just keep that in mind. That starts at the beginning of this week, tomorrow on the 7th. And along with that, we have the sun squaring Saturn. So the sun is in Libra and is squaring Saturn in Capricorn. And with Saturn already being about, the planet of hard work and order and structure and all these things. And the sun in Libra, Libra is about partnerships and it's squaring. So it's bringing these challenges of what you need to be working on. So you can start feeling kind of burdensome. You can start feeling like, okay, I have a lot to do, and it can kind of weigh down on you. Like it's going to start this energy. You can kind of start feeling it now, but you can really, once it actually hits that aspect tomorrow, you're going to feel like, and it's on Monday. So it's really going to be like Monday. Like I got a lot of work to do. You're going to feel like a Monday, like seriously. But just use that energy. How to actually work with that energy is just to sit with it and just kind of figure out what it is that you have to do, what it is that you need to get done. Make a to-do list and just knock things out one by one. Don't allow the energy to overcome you. You use the energy for your greater good. You use that and you take control of it. Right? So along with this, later on in the week, we have Mercury moving into its shadow phase. It's going to happen around the 11th, like 11 o'clock at night. So you might as well just say like 12, on the 12th, October 12th, because it's going to be so, late in the evening. But the shadow phase, because Mercury actually goes into retrograde on Halloween this year. Right. I'm ruled by Mercury. I have Mercury in Gemini. I'm a Gemini sun. So yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, so it happens on Halloween, but we're going to get into the shadow phase around the 11th or the 12th of this week. And it's going to last from October 31st all the way to November 20th, the Mercury retrograde. In the shadow phase this time, or the retrograde period, but moving into the shadow phase is kind of showing you what to expect during the retrograde. And it's really going to be hitting those signs, the fixed signs, the Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, right? So if you sun, moon, or rising, any of the fixed signs, I'm a Taurus rising, plus I have a Gemini sun. And it's going to be hitting me, really. I can already feel it. So you're really going to be feeling it the most if you have sun, moon, rising, any of those fixed signs, right? And Mercury right now is in Scorpio. So it's really going to be dredging up some deep rooted things. And at the same time of this happening, Mercury is going to be opposing Uranus and Taurus, right? So Mercury and Scorpio opposing Uranus and Taurus on the same day that is going into the Mercury shadow phase, right? So you're going to have we're all going to have a lot of scattered energy. We're going to have a lot of mental, just all over the place, just thinking all kind of just doing the most all up in here, right? Because Mercury rules the nervous system. Mercury rules the brain, right? So that's going to create some anxieties, right, within us. So because it rules the nervous system and the brain. So it's very important to practice your breathing. So now here comes the psychologist in me. So it's very important to practice your breathing because, with anxiety, Mercury in the chart, along with Uranus, all of these things create anxiety. So if you have these types of energies already aspected in your birth chart, you can really feel it. So for instance, me, I have the sun and Mercury conjunct. So I really have like a lot of overactive thinking, a lot of over analyzing, and it creates this nervous energy in me and anxiety, right? So just from experience, it's very important to practice your breathing and also practice being present, right? So when you let those thoughts go, you can get control, bring it back, scale it back a little bit, right? And remind yourself where you are, what you're doing, so on and so forth. Something as simple as I am driving in my car. I'm heading north on the highway. I am wearing a red shirt and blue jeans. Just remind yourself of where you are presently, right? And then the thoughts, you acknowledge the thoughts. That's how you allow them to pass. You acknowledge them. Okay, is this true? Yes or no? Most of the time, you can be done with the whole thought with that first question. Is it true? Is it relevant? That kind of thing. And then you just kind of go on. Okay, well, if it is true, well, am I going to need this right now? Or will this be true 5 days from now or 2 weeks from now? That kind of thing. Just kind of work yourself and be very patient, right? With yourself. And also others, because just think, if you're going through this, think about everyone else around you, what they're going to be going through. Everybody's chart is different. No one is exactly like you. Everybody's birth chart is different, right? Even twins, just saying. So with that, let's see, I'm looking at my notes. Oh, because of this energy, it's really not a good time to make plans because Uranus is very sporadic, expect the unexpected. So it's not a good time to make plans. It's not a good time to negotiate anything, basically. No business deals. Just wait till after November 20th to do any of that. Just kind of chill. You can start thinking of things and kind of jotting some ideas down. But trust me, after this energy passes, a lot of things are going to be changing because Uranus is the planet of change. So it's going to encourage all of us to embrace change during this time. How we think, our mindsets, how we move day to day, depending on where this energy is happening in your chart, is going to be encouraging all of us to embrace change. And it's going to be a positive thing, right? Because we're going to be able to have new insights on things. We're going to have a lot of aha moments, and we may actually meet new people, new and exciting people, because Uranus, Uranus rules Aquarius, and Aquarius people, they're very eccentric. They're very creative. They're very just, they different. And so we could be meeting a lot of new and interesting people and exciting people that can challenge our way of thinking and challenge our way of doing. And so with all of this, it's a positive thing that we're going through. It's like I always tell y'all, nothing happens to us. Everything happens for us, right? So if a challenge comes for you, it's a challenge because it's promoting growth, right? And that's what all of this is doing for us. It's promoting growth through this season. And this season is highlighting partnerships. So don't be surprised if it's all about partnerships, whether it's business, platonic, intimate, whatever. Challenge, promotion, growth, partnerships, whatever. So we're going to be challenging through our mindsets a lot. So just embrace that, sit with the thoughts and, like I said, challenge the thought. Since it's challenging you, you challenge the thought. What does this mean? What is this trying to teach me? Don't become a victim. Do not sit in a victim mindset with things that are going to be coming at you. Don't become a victim. That ain't cute. We're not doing that. Journal if you must, because Mercury is all about communication. Journal. Talk therapy is really good. You can reach out to your girl for that. I listen well. So moving on, we have the Aries full moon. It's coming up this Sunday. I have an Aries moon. So this is my natal return, my natal lunar return. So with that, we have some aspects with it that's going to be like, I'm going to get into it. So with this Aries full moon, this is definitely going to be triggering relationships once and again. It's going to be creating opportunities for change. It's going to be creating opportunities for healing and transformation. And that is because this full moon is going to be squaring Pluto. Pluto, which rules Scorpio, is actually in the sign of Capricorn, right? So it's about structure. It's transforming our structure. It's changing that dynamic. It's dissolving some things, right? So with Aries being action oriented and very passionate, I am very passionate. So with it being like that and being the moon is in Aries and is squaring Pluto, is going to be creating this impulsive energy. So do not be surprised. People are very reactionary, or whatever the word is. If they are reacting rather than responding, not thinking before they do, they just do. Don't be surprised come Sunday, 3 days before, 3 days after. That's my little thing. So, just kind of be cognizant that 3 days before the full moon. So from the 10th to the 13th, people going to be acting and doing the most in their emotions. And 3 days after, from the 13th through the 16th, that energy is still going to be kind of there. So be very cognizant of that. And you work on responding rather than reacting. Think, pause, practice the pause. The therapist in me, once again, is coming out. Practice the pause, breathe, take a moment. So also because the moon illuminates things that are hidden, some deep-rooted emotions, feelings, some repressed things from your childhood, from your roots, because the moon rules your childhood and your roots. The moon also rules your mother. So maybe some things within your home dynamic. It's the ruler of the 4th house. So in your home dynamic, some things that are hidden could come up to the surface or be completely illuminated. Keep that in mind. And it's coming up so you can work through them, so you can get past them, heal them, transform them. Remember, nothing happens to us. Everything happens for us, right? So also family secrets could be revealed. Like I said, it's the 4th house energy, but use this because this is a time for all of us to be open and honest about our emotions, about our feelings, about the things that have been hidden, that we have suppressed ourselves, about the things that bother the out of us, be honest. But it's not necessarily about, whether you should say what you feel or not. It's about how you say it. Be graceful, right? Be calm and caring and compassionate in what you say and how you say it, right? The mother archetype, 4th house moon, right? Let's not tap in too much into that Aries energy of just reacting and just doing. Don't get into that low vibrational energy of Aries, or it's kind of like, you have to fight all the time. We ain't doing it. Don't let me find out. So keep that in mind. Also, with this full moon, not only is it squaring Pluto, but it's also making a trine to Jupiter. So this is where it's going to make it easier for us to work through this energy, because Jupiter is going to bring that optimism and that openness that we need to use to work through these challenges that this square to Pluto is bringing, right? So we're going to be actually working on mutual respect and awareness of ourselves as well as others. This is going to help us create those positive changes that we need to make. So that's all I got. Basically, we're going to be going through, some stuff to help us get to this next phase, and it's 2:22, by the way, while I'm recording this. Oh, that's beautiful. So with that being said, I'm just going to end it now, right? Because the universe agrees. I'm just going to end it now. This is not a bad week. There's no such thing as a bad week. This is just some challenging energy that's going to be happening this week that's going to push us towards elevation and growth. And, we leveling up. 2020 is on its way. We leveling up. So with all that being said, this is Gemini Jazz with the House of Chiron. And if you need a personalized reading for your birth chart to see where this energy is happening for you specifically, hit your girl up. And you can find my information in my bio. And my website is now up and running, and it's beautiful. Go look at it. It's www.HouseofChiron.com. Yep. Y'all have a good one.